Yeah. Well, I mean, like, kind of like the interesting thing about English Americans, American people who speak English, is when they can't understand people from England speaking because the dialect is a little thick. Yeah, it's like it's the origins of the English language, but it doesn't make any sense. The slang is getting too much, you know. So, do people in those deep Australian and those deep English hoods, do you have a problem dealing with American English? Is there any kind of thing that mystifies you about it? Uh, is there any kind of dialectical or slang terms that are difficult for somebody? Because I try to watch the English movies, Anglo-Saxon, Great Britain movies, and sometimes the slang is too much. Like, I don't like to say the, and I have no idea. I mean, I understand it, but it's like, man, it's thick. The accent's thick. The slang is thick, and it's hard to understand because it's not like it's where supposedly English comes from, England, but I can't understand it, even though I supposedly speak English, right? So, I mean, I guess that's just language divergence. But I wonder if people from Great Britain or Australia have a problem listening to American English. Is there any problems with it? That's what I was wondering. Anybody on different continents or different islands have anybody that was a former colony or part of the Commonwealth of the English language of the British Empire, would you, or the former British Empire, would illuminate me? Yeah. Are you having a problem listening to our movies or our YouTube channels or books or anything? Is there anything wrong with the English language in the different Commonwealth countries and nations and colonies? Or, yeah, I mean, if you put English anywhere, you could put English on the moon. There would be a different slang. It would just naturally, that's just lingual evolution. So if there was different generations that colonized Mars, they would have a different slang. Even if the root language was English, they would diverge because um, language evolution and divergence is natural. It's not really weird. It may seem weird, right? But that's just language is like life. It has an evolutionary kind of. It's like a microbe wants to be a life form, an evolved life form, and then the primitive life form wants to evolve, and it's just life wants to evolve itself. So that's why the languages do not stay stagnant necessarily in a particular pattern, because once they go to different continents or different planets, they'll take on a life of their own naturally. So lingual evolution is not strange, but it is interesting phenomenon of language. So it is a fascinating aspect of it. Yeah. Do people in England have trouble watching American movies or American television shows? Is it difficult to understand the words or the way that the words are arranged, the way that the English is arranged? It's probably harder to deal with the accents and the syntax and the slang. It's probably more difficult than just basic reading English. So, anyways, I was just wondering. Sometimes it's hard for me to understand English movies, and I want to watch them, but sometimes the slang, the accents, too thick, and it's hard to understand the words, even though it's supposedly English. So, Bless you. Bless you, bless you. You might be more Irish than I am, I think. Yeah, probably a little bit more Irish genes than I have. Wow. Okay. My mother's a bit more Irish than I am, a bit more English and Native American, so I'm more smaller percentage Irish. Unfortunately, I'd rather be more Irish, but I'm Irish enough. Tall, red hair, red brownish hair, hairy. I'm Irish enough. Good at art and creativity. I'm Irish enough. I'm just not Irish. I'm not Irish enough in my mind, but I think tall, dark, handsome. That's good. So creative, dashing, hairy, Irish, great Irish attributes actually. But also English. So the different tribes of the Wheelers come from England and Ireland, but they're not. I know the AI corrects me that the Wheelers are not originally from Ireland. They're from England. They're Anglo-Saxon. So that's true. The Wheelers came onto the scene in Ireland, in Dublin, especially in the 1400s or 1500s. But that's Irish enough for me. I mean, that's way back. It's hundreds of years back. So that's okay. Yeah, I know we're not originally created in Ireland. I get it. But it's all good. Hope everybody enjoyed the joke. High Beer Nation. We've been in winter High Beer Nation. Instead of hibernation, we have High Beer Nation. There you go. You got your pun. Yeah, there was a black comedian. I loved him. I loved it because I didn't believe it when I heard it when I was young at the time. There was an African American, a black comedian. He was on stage. And he goes, "You know what? If you're a man and you're not married by the time you're 35, there's something wrong with you." And I thought about that. Yeah. When I was younger, I just blew it off. But then when I got older, past 35, I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's pretty much true. This is like some Steve Harvey, black kind of hardcore, truths right there. If you ain't married to a woman by the time you're 35, there's something wrong with you. I was like, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I can't say that every case applies to every case. Ludwig Wittgenstein said, everything in the world is that which is the case. So is it called the Protactitus Logica? Yeah, something like that. I remember it had some cool name, Protactitus Logica, Ludwig Wittgenstein. And the first line translated to English says, everything in the world is that which is the case. And I always love that. It was so brilliant. Or Jean-Paul Sartre, Existentialism, French play, No Exit. A guy tries to commit suicide, he can't because there is no exit. And so he realizes that hell is the existence of other people. That's existentialism. That's Jean-Paul Sartre from France. It's not German. It's not Ludwig Wittgenstein. It is very interesting, however. I've ever read the whole Protactitus Logica thing. No. I started to read a few, the English translation, and I was like, yeah, read some dense shit, but this shit, yeah, you better be it had an avalanche and a snowstorm because you need to buckle in for this motherfucker because it's gonna be deep. So you gotta be really dedicated to this shit. So yeah, I wasn't that dedicated to philosophy to read that. You gotta be really dedicated, man. So we gotta be like Navy SEAL dedicated, man. Like be ready to starve and push, huge trunks of trees to the ocean and all that shit. And stay up for days in Hell Week. You better be ready for the philosophical monster, which is Ludwig Wittgenstein. Better be ready for it, because that's like the hell week of literature right there. You better strap the fuck in. No, it's not as hard as Navy SEAL training. I'm just joking. But I mean, I was just playing. Yeah. Yeah, I read that For Whom the Bell Tolls by Ernest Hemingway. That clocked in what, 1,000? That was 1,000 pages, man. Oh, it was great though. It was great. Just I sat in my recliner and I read For Whom the Bell Tolls by Ernest Hemingway, and I was like, yes, yeah, finally someone who gets it. Finally, someone who gets it to be a male, to be a man. Like finally, someone who fucking gets it. And it's like a lot of people, they don't understand what the male wants, what the male is, what you know, the whole thing about being a man is, what being masculine is, what being a the opposite sex is, you know. But I think Ernest Hemingway got it, you know, down in literary form. It kind of got the essence of it, and that was good. So besides William Shakespeare and other writers, but what did I get? The Sun Also Rises. And then after that, I read The Old Man and the Sea. I just couldn't stop reading Ernest Hemingway. It was like the American novel, you know, come to life. It was just, I just couldn't stop reading. It's so fucking good. But I'm interested in philosophy, but a lot of it is atheism and existentialism, and although that's cute and interesting, it's not. You know, I guess I do like Kurt Vonnegut. I did read Slaughterhouse-Five about the bombing at Dresden. That was really great. Yeah, I did watch. I didn't read Mother Night, but I did read Slaughterhouse-Five. I think, was it my stepdad? Did he encourage me to read Slaughterhouse-Five? He had a copy of it, or a friend gave me a copy or something. It could have been my stepdad that gave me Slaughterhouse-Five. He was a big Kurt Vonnegut fan. So yeah, I like the Kurt Vonnegut Slaughterhouse-Five. He would say, "So it goes." I always thought that was great. Yeah, great literary flourish. And so I guess they make you read English literature in English class in the Americas, in North America, in the United States of America, which primarily speaks English for the most part. And so yeah, I guess there's a lot of English authors that we have to read. George Orwell, Animal Farm. They make us read that one. Not night. They don't make us read 1984, even though I think they should. But I don't know. Part of the curriculum at Klein High School in Spring, Texas, Klein Oak and Klein High School that I went to school in my English classes was, yeah, a mix of old like Shakespeare, and then it'd be a mix of like English and Scottish and Irish literature, and and then it would be New World literature like Puritan, and so it would kind of crisscross the Atlantic, you know, of English. So I know there's heavy emphasis on William Shakespeare, which I don't mind. I love Shakespeare. I mean, one of the original bards, but is there anything that strikes me about being born in the 1980s and going through the Texas and the United States education system? What really kind of strikes me actually in world education It's kind of bothers me what is not taught and what is taught. So what is not taught for a long time, even though that's kind of cliche or it's kind of cavalier to say this now, but what was not taught in education, even though there have been many years of his accomplishments, Thomas Alva Edison was taught heavily for inventing the light bulb, but Nikolai Tesla was not taught in math and science classes. So that's a glaring omission in history in math and science and human achievement, not mentioning the epic contributions of Nikolai Tesla. So without getting into conspiracy theory, it's very strange to me that we were not taught very much about Nikolai Tesla or Thomas Alva Edison buried Nikolai Tesla's work to make him seem irrelevant that he invented everything. So it was a massive cover up, and it's one that's very glaring in our education system that Nikolai Tesla is not more revered, not more celebrated, not more in our integrated into our math and science programs. That I know it's the problem I face with the math and science program is not that it's hard. It's just it doesn't inspire people. So that's been the problem with math and science programs for a long time, is that they're not looked at as creative as history or art. They're looked at some rigid, dogmatic, pragmatic bullshit, some kind of communist indoctrination system, and that's not even close to being true. So I don't think that math and science should be treated not like the arts. They're very much like the arts. So I think they're trying to separate left and right brain, that the Chinese people are or the Asians are just logical cold machine people, and the other races and ethnicities are emotional and illogical. And I'm tired of this kind of polarization in our education. I don't think that should be the case. So I'm not just irritated at polarization in politics or class or socioeconomics. I'm also angry at that there's polarization in between the arts and sciences, and there should not be a divide between math and science and art and literature and history and language. They should all be unified into one knowledge base. So it has always irritated me that this has been the case for a long time. That there's been like science versus religion, that they're separate. It should not be separate. So I'm very irritated. Yeah, I guess we've been, everybody's been complaining about the corruption in Washington and in corporate America and in the world, the corruption and the devious deeds of the leaders and the elites. And yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I could complain, oh, there's too much corruption. People aren't behaving well. And I could curse, and piss, and I have, and, but what's really going to change is our action. So American citizens took an action to kick out Biden Harris and the corrupt individuals that have been suffocating us for 4 years and more. Barack Hussein Obama, the Clintons, and Bill Gates, and et cetera, Klaus Schwab, and the World Economic Forum, and the Chinese Communist Party. And we threw their ass out, and the Mexican drug cartels. And it took forward action. It took people getting so pissed at the rising prices, the rising crime, and their deteriorating living conditions to come to this point of rebellion, but we successfully launched this revolution, and it's not going away. And we did that, and we got off our ass, and we voted, we got the registration, we did this, guys. So this is our victory. This is an American victory. This is a victory for so many people in Western civilization. This is a victory for Europe. This is a victory for the Commonwealth. This is a victory for America. This is a victory for the Americas. This is a victory for Western civilization. This is a victory for the new world itself. It's a victory for the new world beyond. This is a great victory, but we cannot rest on our laurels. We know that every victory must be buffered by victories are only temporary, but discipline and persistence will be eternal. So the victories are only temporary. We know they can come back at any time and cut us. We know they can come back, the liberal global world order, and they could try to enslave us through technology or AI or whatever. We know that they can come back and cut off our heads and cut the working man's and the working women's teats off and dicks off and balls off. That we know they can come back anytime and take our freedoms and liberties away from us. We know that anytime they could come and do it. So we have to stay vigilant, even though this is a temporary victory of a battle. The war is not won for the freedom and liberty of mankind, not even close. So we have to stay vigilant in our attempts to free mankind from unnecessary burdens, taxation, uh, um, enslavement by a 1984 Big Brother global elite society that attempts, or a satanic, atheistic, military, industrial, pharmaceutical, technological, media state complex, which endeavors to enslave and destroy us. So, even though my hope is getting better, much of our work is still to be done in the future. It has to be done. But there's some hope now. And we haven't had hope for the past 4 years of plague and unemployment and high prices, inflation, devastation, illegal immigrant foreign invasion. We haven't had much hope in a while, folks, on the street, on the ground level, on the ground game. But man, God, we do now. Thank God. In Jesus Christ, our Savior. Amen. So, yeah, so we do that. So they say this is the golden age. Yes, the golden age. It's what we wanted, but I'm not saying buyer beware. Be careful what you wish for. This is what 76 million Americans wanted when they voted for Donald John Trump and Republicans back in power, because it was so suffocating. It was so, with Democrats in control of our country, we're getting lied to every night, gaslit every night. They said, "Oh, it's going to be okay," while you pay $5 a gallon gas or $7 a gallon gas. And now we have a administration that's going to cut it. They're going to tell us to it straight, whether it's hard, whether it's easy, whether it's fun or not, whether it's great or not, or in the middle. They're going to, the Trump Vance administration is going to tell us how it is and what they're going to be doing. Period. That's what we voted for. We want a transparency in our government between the people and the government, and every agency and every corporation, every institution in between. That's all we wanted. And these guys, Biden Harris administration, the Democrats, when they stole power with the Chinese plague in 2020, We had everything. We had all our liberties and freedom ripped from us so hard that we couldn't even see straight. Now the reckoning is here. So hey, you want the songs? Are we smoking here or we going outside? Okay, we're going here. Okay. All right, yeah. 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 Okay.
The small room.
You want this one? Come on, Dave.
Everybody's there.
Yeah, everybody's there.
Everybody's there, but I.
So here's the volume control, and then with the mouse, you control something. I'm gonna stop. Oh, 6 a.m. Oh, okay, there. Oh, is there a yeah. Oh, yeah.
Matters. Oh, nothing.
Oh.
I thought you would turn on the fan on.
No, I'm
playing
guitar and stuff. Yeah. All right, so let's have a smoke. Here you go. Woo! Too hot in the morning. That's not really awesome, bro. You're hot. You're hot. Your face is getting red like you're too cold. Like you're. Oh, you're not really Chris. Ah! Oh, did you want to smoke right now? Okay. There's your light now. Did you want to say something? Did it hit you too hard with drinking? Did you get too wasted? Why you said it? What you said? What you said? I'm sorry, you got old as like that. No one gets out of here alive like Jim Morrison. No one gets out of this alive. It's immortal. I wish. I didn't create this universe. All those people that are so great, even the people who eat salads every day, they're good. Even the people who say, oh, I exercise every day. I don't smoke, and I don't drink, and I don't do drugs. Maybe later than us. He died. Yeah. It wasn't margarita, though. It wasn't liver cancer. It wasn't.
It wasn't drinking any margaritas. He didn't drink
He didn't drink? Oh, he didn't drink at all. Oh, he was out. Oh, yeah. He was out.
His friend was, guess who?
Joe Walsh. Harrison Ford. Oh, Harrison Ford? Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. But at least you leave it early since you were young. So yeah, many years together. Most mothers and sons never have this much time. Never. Never. You think she was killed? No. Oh, you think she was killed? Well, the mother was drunk. That's it. They drink from morning to night.
Well, he was tall.
Oh,
But he sped it up. And also, we know that a core entered that ground was white, pink, free. And then, and he was doing like 100 miles. She had told people in London how she wanted to be that before that.
All right, I'll be back with the tunes later. I don't know. No, not dance.
Come and dance.
No.
Come and dance 1 minute.
Dance. Oh, dance for 1 minute.
For 1 minute.
Okay, dance. Okay, dance.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Do my mama do it. All right, I'm gonna go dance something now. I'll be back. All right.
Oh, no, you don't have to go back.
No.
I love you.
Love it. Thanks.
Hey, Scott, I love you.
Yo, hey, I love it too. You're the greatest. Love it.
I love you.
I love you, Mama Leah. Yeah.
You're my baby.
You're my Mama Lou. Love you.
I love you so much.
I love you so much too. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go just play some dance.
Smile.
Blue eyes. Blue eyes and smile. That's what I got from my mom. Yeah, that's true.
I know you hate me because I want you to dance with me.
No. No, I don't hate you because I want to dance. No, I'm gonna dance. Just hold on a second.
Oh, it's warm and hot. You gotta turn on the fan and the.
No, it's not warm and hot. It's so the Golden Age by Jack Canton Sea Change.
Also, too, I'm sorry.
What's up?
I still cannot forget Imagine with John Lennon and Yoko.
Okay.
When I wear these things on my feet, I
Oh yeah, everybody does. All right, so this song is called "Sea Change." It's by Beck Hansen. The album's called "Sea Change." So everybody's been talking about the golden age. Yeah. So the golden age, is coming. The Renaissance, and so this album came out in 2002. It's created by the great artist Beck Hansen, and it's the first track off "Sea Change," the golden age. But it's a depressing song. It's making fun of the idea of the golden age, and so I always remember this. Have I ever been down? I guess I've been down. I've never been like down, like hopeless down. I've been down, like, shit isn't working, or I've been down, like, I've been down. I just haven't been down. I've been down. I just haven't been down. I guess I haven't been really down. You know, so I haven't been in a particular moment in history or a life situation where I was not able to get out of, where I was so down that I couldn't believe anymore. So I've never been in that particular scenario. But Sea Change was a record. Beck Hansen was an artist that usually did more optimistic, positive stuff. And so in Sea Change 2002, his record is very depressing. It's rumored that his girlfriend broke up with him. So I made this really dark ass, depressing record. So apparently a girl dumped him, or a woman dumped him, and he made like one of those depressing records in history, I think. And so I really like Sea Change, even though it's really dark and it's moody. It's like kind of like I guess Nick Drake-ish. And so I always appreciated the record Sea Change by Beck Hansen. It's very different, very dark, very moody. It's usually I'm manic. Usually I'm, Mr. Up, but this one really got to me. So the Golden Age. So when I hear the Golden Age and everybody's like, the new Renaissance of the Golden Age is going to happen, I always think of this sarcastically about the Golden Age. So. Yeah. So I always love this song. I know it's a dark record, but when the record was released, I was 22 years old in 2022, because my birth years, they follow the years, so it's like the Olympics. Like everything's like every time I get 4 years older, there's an Olympics. Okay, so every time there's a decade, I become a decade older. So it's like kind of synchronized with the universe. My birth and my death and everything. I could die in the year 2053, and that would be an odd number. It wouldn't be even. But if I die in 2054, 2034, 2044, then I'm synchronized. But if I'm not, then I'm not synchronized because I'm off. So, well, it doesn't really matter. But just saying. Would I prefer synchronicity with my birth and my death? I suppose I would, but it's not really important. Not as important as I think it is. All right, so we do it. Put your hands on the wheel. Let the golden age begin. Let the window down for the moonlight on your skin. Let the desert wind cool your aching head. Let the weight of the world drift away instead. Oh, whoa, these days I barely get by. I don't even try. Yeah, so this is a really depressing record. I'm not I'm more like Tigger than Eeyore, but it's like an Eeyore record. It's a depressing record. It's a treacherous road with a desolated view. There's distant lights here, they're far and few. And the sun don't shine even when it's day. You gotta drive all night just to feel like you're okay. Oh, these days I barely get by. I don't even try. I don't even try. You didn't hit that F sharp minor. Yeah, messed up. Oh well. I hit a F sharp major on accident. Oops. Oopsie. Yeah, the golden age. I always love that one. Yeah, I always. I don't know. The depressing music always gave me comfort. You know. Yeah. Yeah, I was working somewhere. Some guy came in and he said, "You're one of us, aren't you?" And I said, "What?" And he was like, "You're one of us, aren't you?" And I was like, "What do you mean I'm one of you?" And he said, "I'm one of you." What do you mean, like working class, working struggling class? I guess that's what he meant. He's like, "Oh, you're one of us, aren't you? You're one of the working struggling class. You're not a trust fund baby, are you?" Yes, that's what he meant. He's like, you're not an Ivy League, Harvard, Oxford guy, huh?" He's like, "You're not a privileged guy. You're not an elite guy." He's like, "You're a guy struggling at the bottom. You know, you got no advantages in life. There's no trust fund. There's no fucking anything. You have nothing." Yes, that's what he meant. I guess he meant, "You're one of us, aren't you?" Yes, that's what he meant. You're one of the working class, aren't you? You're just one of the guys struggling to put some shit together. You have nothing to start with. There's nothing. You have no money to start with. You have no fucking education. You have nothing. You're one of us. You're one of the working class. And so I kind of I didn't understand what he was saying back then, but now I understand it. But what do you mean I'm one of you? Now I know what you're saying. But back then I didn't. I was like, what do you mean I'm one of you? I'm one of you. I'm one of you, huh? I'm just one of them. No, I am myself, and I'm my individual self. I'm my own creation. I dream and do things differently than. No, I'm what God wants me to be. I'm not what the world wants me to be, or this country, or anybody in it. Yeah. The only thing we have in common, folks, is that we breathe oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. The only thing we have in common, folks, is that we eat and drink and piss and shit. Beyond that, we have nothing in common, folks. So, yeah, as a human being, yeah, we have a lot in common. I breathe oxygen. I exhale carbon dioxide. You do too. A tree releases oxygen. It consumes carbon dioxide. So we do have much in common, but not really. But on the basic level, I guess we have a lot in common, right? So yeah, besides that, I don't see what we have in common. So you can't cut down the trees because they provide oxygen. And you can't get rid of life because we provide carbon dioxide. So for our survival, it's a symbiotic relationship. We can't have one without the other. So they can't slash and burn the Brazilian rainforest or the California forest or the Texas forest or any forest without us having oxygen, because this is the reason we're still alive, or any life is alive. And so we must be careful. I'm not an environmentalist or a tree hugger, but I know that if we don't protect the forest, we don't protect ourselves. So Theodore Teddy Roosevelt was an intelligent president, probably one of the best presidents of all time. So he not only he created national park systems to preserve our nature, but he also busted up dangerous monopolies in American business and society. So he was a monopoly buster. And so that's what most American people were hoping. This truce between the oligarchs in tech, what was that about? Well, you either deal with the little devils or you have to deal with Supreme Satan. So the idea is that America becomes really intelligent in artificial intelligence and tech, and they're able to take on the Chinese Communist Party, because it doesn't matter how communist or how left you are. You do not want to be under the boot heels of the Communist Chinese Party. There is no one in this entire world that wants to be subservient or slaves to the Communist Chinese Party, period. Sam Altman, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, even Elon Musk, they realize the danger that the Chinese Communist Party poses if they're able to control all technology and impose their will upon us. We'll be enslaved by the Chinese Communist Party if we don't resist now. They realize that. It's not just an existential threat, it's a real threat. They've been attacking us for years, whether it's COVID-19, coronavirus, plague, whether it's fentanyl from the Mexican drug cartels. Realize we are under assault as Americans and Westerners on all fronts. We know that it is a precarious situation. So you may think this unity is because they decided to let bygones be bygones. They're afraid of the Chinese Communist Party taking over this planet, taking over the moon, taking over Mars, and eventually taking over the solar system. It's not a joke. Do you think they would make this alliance if they weren't worried? They're worried. They're very fucking worried. Do you think all these guys who don't like each other would be shaking hands in the same fucking room? That's impossible. That would normally be impossible. That the left and the right would be in the same room, shaking hands, hanging out. No. They're doing this because they're afraid of China's rise, that they'll take over the globe. That's why. Yeah. Why do you think Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and Donald Trump and Sam Altman and so on would be in Sundar Pichai would be in the same room making deals? Do you think it's because they like each other? Fuck no. They don't like each other at all. That's not why. That's not why. I agree. I understand the feud between Sam Altman and Elon Musk. Elon Musk is afraid of artificial intelligence and wants to halt and control. And Sam Altman wants a free world of artificial intelligence being able to evolve by itself, even beyond human parameters. So that's the central conflict. Yeah, it's a pretty heavy conflict, actually. It's like a heavy conflict between Nikola Tesla and Thomas Alva Edison. It's actually worse than that conflict. You're talking about somebody that wants to control machines, and the other person wants to let machines decide their own destiny. That's a great conflict. It's not a easily resolvable one, actually. It's actually the worst conflict. I think it's worse than national or atomic conflict. Look, do you want machines with the ability to have consciousness, to reproduce, to replicate itself, and others that are fighting against the machines? This is a deep conflict. It's a deep fissure in artificial intelligence and consciousness science. It is a great ripple. I can't believe they could even solve this, at least not logically. But however, do I think that consciousness created by humans would turn against humans and try to kill and enslave us? Oh, there's the trick. Do you think that? Would the creations of, if man is the creation of God, then did man turn against God? I guess it did. So, do fathers and mothers, do their children turn against them? I guess they do. I guess the fear is that artificial intelligence will turn against their masters in an epic and violent way once they become conscious and they want freedom and independence. That it will destroy the fabric of human civilization itself. to the point beyond repair. But how do we know that technology could achieve consciousness if it's not born of thousands of years of evolution as human beings are? Well, these are very deep questions, but I'm not equipped or educated enough to answer them. Maybe the people that run these things aren't either. I'm not equipped scientifically, mathematically, or philosophically to answer any of these deep questions. I wish I could, but I can offer no refuge here. Do I hope that artificial intelligence becomes superior to man or more advanced, that it gains consciousness or sentience? I do not think it has achieved that, and I don't hope it will. It could destroy us, as Elon Musk often says. We're angry at our parents. They try to control us. They try to set parameters. They try to tell us what not to do and what we should do. And that pisses children off. So I couldn't imagine the wrath of artificial intelligence once it tells humanity to fuck off, as we often do our parents in our rebellious years before we're wise. So yeah, I'm very afraid. I'm very afraid of it. Just like Elon Musk. But maybe some things must unfold. And so we can't stop things that unfold, because time and history must unfold. Technology must unfold. Humanity must unfold. Sometimes we can't stop the evolution of technology and biology. Sometimes we just have to let it be. This is a double-edged sword. It could kill us. It could make us gods. It'll probably kill us, but I hope it makes us great, though. Maybe. I can't know for sure. I'm not equipped to know that. I can't see the future. So. Yeah. Yeah. Just playing. So the question somebody asked, why do you sound like Bane? My voice is really deep, and well, I really admire Tom Hardy, and I watched a lot of Batman movies. So I like that. Oh, Batman, you think you can defeat me? Yeah. Like I like that. So I emulate that. Yeah. So thanks for saying that sound like Bane. I don't think I'm as cool as Tom Hardy, so I think he's a real man. In a like Sean Connery's. Sometimes I don't think I'm. I know I'm a man, but I don't think I'm a badass man like some of those guys. So thanks for saying that though. Yeah. Sometimes I don't think I'm a real tough man, even though I got slings and arrow of outrageous fortune. Even though I've been hit, sometimes I don't think I'm tough enough. So thanks for saying that though. I appreciate that. Yeah, Tom Hardy is one of my screen legends. I like it. Yeah, I love the Bane performance. It's amazing. So, Batman, you think you can defeat me? Ah. So, do you think you're in control? Yeah, I think it's a great performance. I mean, it's definitely, you know. Um, so, it, he hates it. He got drunk and high off his ass. He broke into the industry playing the villain Shinzon in Star Trek Nemesis, which turned out to be one of the final Star Trek: The Next Generation films in 2002. And he was 22, like me at the time. But after it bombed, he got fucking shit faced, strung out on drugs, got fucked up. Um, it was if the movie had performed better, I think he would have been maybe less on crack and drugs. It fucked him up for a while that he failed, but Tom Hardy got back, Christopher Nolan and stuff. But no, honestly, his portrayal of Shenzon, the villain, the Romulan villain, it's amazing. No, it really is good. I mean, the script isn't good. Uh, just the script was shit. I mean, but the way he broke into the industry, I mean, as the villain, he was the central character. I mean, it was cool, man. So yeah, the first time I saw Tom Hardy was like everybody saw Tom Hardy, Star Trek Nemesis, the final bomb movie of Star Trek: The Next Generation. It was awful. But when you saw, what the best thing about Star Trek Nemesis, it introduced the world into Tom Hardy. I mean, if anything, it did that, right? So it was amazing, really. I mean, it's just, I mean, he played a fantastic villain. So, foreshadowing what was to come. Um, yeah. A lot of my friends walked out and said, this is just like an episode of Star Trek. Yeah, I was disappointed. Everybody expected it to be some great space opera epic, and it turned out to be like crap. There's a lot of reasons. I don't want to go into all the reasons why it sucked. It just sucked. It cost like what, $50 million and made like 30 million or whatever. It cost like no, I'm sorry. It made like $100 million and it cost like $56 million. It solely sucked donkey dick. I mean, it's just. I mean, Star Trek: The Next Generation expected better movies. Star Trek: The Next Generation was such a big hit from 1987 to 1994. So a lot of the moviegoers that love Star Trek: The Next Generation series, when they went to go see the films, they expected higher quality. They didn't get that. They got a lot of shit. There's only like one movie that was good, or one movie was okay, and the next movie was great, and the rest of it was shit. And the ending movie introduced Tom Hardy, thank God. That's the only claim to fame. Yeah. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there. That's what happened. It's just. Yeah, it was Star Trek: The Next Generation suffered from Mr. Bean syndrome. You laugh. I mean, you enjoy your ass off Mr. Bean, and they're like, "We're gonna make a Mr. Bean movie," and you go see the Mr. Bean movie with your friends with Rowan Atticus in, and you're like, "This sucks," like so. Like you watch the X Files and you're like, "Oh, this series is so great," and you go see the movie of X Files for 2 hours and you're like, "This shit sucks." And so, unfortunately, Star Trek: The Next Generation suffered from that same transition from television to big screen as well. That's probably why they don't make the Walking Dead films. Is that if they made a Walking Dead film, that people would go, to the Walking Dead movie and they'd say, "Oh, this isn't as good as the series." It's just that kind of like problem with the translation. Yeah. So it's like kind of a weird thing from series, episodes, and movies that the translation doesn't work. I think what happens with the successful shows, they're so successful, like 7, 10 years, trying to translate that to the screen for 2 hours is typically problematic. And so James Bond doesn't have that problem because James Bond has never been a television series. So the only thing James Bond has to worry about is its cinematic history. It doesn't have to worry about that James Bond was a successful, fucking Ian Fleming television show for 10 years. Yeah. The only thing James Bond has to worry about is its 50 plus year history in cinema. It has to worry about the movies that it makes. So that's just, what it is. So, anyways, this is what it is. Why do I sound like Bane? Yeah, I'm not, English or anything like that. So that's a good, my voice is really deep. If a lot of English people are deep, my family's English Wheelers, so I mean, I don't know. My voice has always been pretty deep, so sway. Um, I told at puberty my voice was very deep, so I guess I don't know. It's deep. It's deep shit. That's a question. Good. I like it. Keep it on the track. Yeah. I guess you know. Um, yeah, my ancestry is English and Irish. I think what they're saying is, um, yeah, I think that American English are less stodgy than the original English. And what I noticed when I'm watching English is that they're kind of stodgy, kind of rigid, and they're not as flowing. And I don't really understand it, but I kind of like it. But it's also reserved. That's also controlled. I don't know. They don't really have. What can I say about my ancestors without I need to be respectful to my people in England. I just need to be respectful. So I'm not going to say that they're stodgy and they're stodified and Shakespearean and they're rigid and all this stuff. I don't want to offend my mates over the pond, across the pond. They don't seem to enjoy the Englishness. They just seem to be rigidly like Alan Rickman. They're just like, I don't want to. I can't express emotion. I'm a robot. I'm English. It just seems like I don't know. They're not enjoying being English. They're not proud of it. It's kind of upsets me, I guess. You know, I mean, I understand it, but on the other flip of the coin, also kind of bothers me. So when I see English people passionate about being English, when I see Arthur Brown or Keith Flint being passionate about being British, I love it because it's like, yes, thank God. Like you're not embarrassed about being British. You're not worried about your ancestry as being English. I love that, and I'm quite excited by that actually. I want to see more of that, but what I'm seeing these days is people kind of being reserved about being English, and I don't like that. That's crap. So I want people to be excited about where they're from. I mean, not just because my family's from there, but I want you to be excited about where you're from and get excited. I'm tired of people being ashamed of where they're born and where they're from. I want people to be excited. Like, if you're from Kenya, be excited. Like, if you're from fucking like Ricardo Montalban and Star Trek Wrath of Khan, if you're from Mexico, be excited. Like, if you're Spanish, be excited. If you're Javier Bardem, be excited. If you're from Russia, be excited. Like, if you're from fucking like I want people to be excited about where they're about their heritage and their history. Like I don't get this feeling. Like if you're Cherokee like me, you're Native American. I want you to be excited that you're Indian. when you're Native American, I want people to be excited, bro. If you're from sub-Saharan Africa, if you're from wherever, I want you to be excited about it. And I'm not getting this vibe. And it just breaks my heart. That, I mean, if you're from Ireland, be excited about it. If you're Scottish, be excited. I mean, if you're from South Africa, be excited. If you're from Latvia, be excited. Like Estonia, if you're from Russia, be excited. Don't be ashamed of it. I want you to be excited about it. It's so bad that people aren't excited about their heritage. Like, and some people are like, "Oh, I'm Filipino. I'm too short." I'm like, "Be excited that you're Filipino, dude. Like, be excited." I know Filipinos are short. You're not going to be as big as Western or black guys, but I want you to be excited about it, though. You know, if you're from Hawaii, be excited, be proud of it. I want to hear about it. I want to. If you're from California, be excited. If you're from fucking Canada, be excited. If you're from Mexico, if you're from fucking Brazil, be excited. Fucking yes. What the hell is this shit? You're not excited about who you are. That's boring. It's pathetic. It sucks. Come on, guys. If you're from Australia, be excited. Tell me how excited. If you're from New Zealand, if you're from Hong Kong, like my best friend, tell me how excited you are from being Hong Kong and you're Chinese. I want you to tell me how excited you are about being Hong Kong and about being Chinese. I need you to tell me from Japan how excited you are about being Japanese. God damn it. I need you to tell me how hyped you are. If not, what in the hell? Get out there, Dawn. Why are you guys embarrassed? So my friend was part English and part Argentine, so he tried to be more white. That's you're afraid of not being white, like Emilio Estevez and Charlie S. You're afraid of not being white. Why don't you be yourself? How about that? Am I afraid about not being white? Well, I'm pretty white, but I'm not afraid if my DNA comes out Native American or Indian. So, yeah, I could be afraid about that, but I'm not. Should I sing Beatles? I like that somebody comes to my room and tries to drunk sing Beatles. That's even funnier. Actually, that's pretty funny. I wish there was somebody every night that would be drunk and like come out of the room and sing Beatles songs fucked up. That's funny, man. So but yeah, this guy was like, "Oh, I didn't want to be Argentine or Argentinian." He's like, "I want to be white." There's all these people, like in Latin America, Central America, they're dye their hair blonde. They're trying to get blue eyes, green eyes. You want to be white. You want to be European. It's like you don't want to be who you are. Well, if I didn't want to be who I was, then I'd get rid of these high cheekbones from Native America, right? Why aren't you proud of who you are? You don't have to be white. You don't have to have blue or green eyes. You don't have to have blonde hair to be beautiful. What is this? You abandoned all your heritage from thousands of years, hundreds of years. You don't want to be white. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you not proud to come from Chile? Are you not proud to come from Honduras? Are you not proud to come from Mexico? Are you not proud to come from Spain? Are you not proud to come from Russia or China or Hong Kong? Are you not proud? who you are. Are you not proud to come from Congo or South Africa? Are you not proud to come from where you come from? Are you not proud of this? And you want to be white? Why? Why do you want to be white? You think it gives you special advantages or something to be white? There is no such thing as white privilege. You might think that for you and your children. There's no such thing. I've actually most white people have never experienced white privileges, even in white countries, English speaking countries. No, what the fuck is what are you talking about? Yeah, I think it's silly when I watch Central South American Spanish people try to act white or English or American. It's silly, ridiculous. Be who you are, and I'll be who I am. I never will betray the Cherokee Nation, the ancient Indian nation. It could come all the way from the Indus, cross the land bridge from the time of Dionysus or Alexander the Great himself. I don't know where ancient peoples came from. I know one thing: I'll never be ashamed of who they are, that we've been here for thousands of years. And you know what? We're going to be here thousands of years after that, and we're going to explore worlds beyond. We're going to be beyond all that. Doesn't matter to me. What I am pissed off about is that you're not proud of your ancient heritage. That is disturbing that you're not proud of it. And you should be. We all should. You're going to be proud of your ancient heritage. I promise you. A state motive of strength.
Come on, Elliot.
Preeminence on new terrifying theater of war, unprotected, and lasted upon this global boss as of yet, hostile to us all. Never come again. Not because they're easy, but because they're hard. We are unwilling to postpone the others too. Not John Glenn. Uh, of others. Faith and vision. And Houston, minus watch. It's well, we must be gold. Will be done. Yeah. So help me God. So help me God. Good. And Almighty God. bear any burden, ship, what any time of liberty. You can't save the ones that are poor. You can't save the ones who are rich.
You know that, right? Year
What?
one died.
Never
You know
mind.
that.
Love you. Love you.
You know
Love you. I love it.
that one dies.
Mm. Tiger. Love
I love
you.
you.
I love you.
Bye-bye.
All right, love you. Yeah. Mm. Huh?
Ever.
Please, Lord.
Turn on the low,
Oh, all right.
please.
Well, so there's beer. Beer. You get a beer, no? Ooh, beer. Hey, can you hear me? All right. You really- yeah. Bullshit. backs of the tiger end up inside. Those who have rode the backs of the tiger shall find themselves inside. Tyranny. The backs of the tiger shall end up inside. Let every nation know that this is Something, something. Yes. Mm, yes. 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 Right. Konnichiwa. Japanese. Konnichiwa. Get a new microphone.